Hey y'all, welcome to my series on breaking down Microsoft Teams calls. In this series, we'll go over a wide variety of Teams calls and really review what to do, what not to do, so you can always stay ahead of Microsoft Teams etiquette trends. So let's get started. Oh, and I should mention this series is only for Microsoft Teams users. So if your company uses Zoom, not gonna be able to help you out, but my friend Jason Lee has an awesome channel. Check it out in the comments, Zooming into the future. Okay, let's go. Yeah, so obviously I recorded this call for you guys, but of course told them that I did it for those that missed the call so they can watch it later, which, I mean, no one will. If they missed the call, they did that on purpose. Let's start with the invite itself. So this invite is for 55 minutes, which, personally for me, I don't like that approach. Sent this. Michael, yeah, it's pretty on brand for him. So I joined about 5 minutes late, which, I typically do. I like to kind of miss the banter up top, and then this is actually a good move. So when I do join, whoever kind of hosted the meeting typically says something like, oh, Laura's here. Well, now we can get the meeting started. And you wouldn't believe, the adrenaline rush that can give you, and just an enormous sense of power. So what you don't want to do is start early. It comes off as desperate. Age-old question, camera off or camera on? It really depends. It depends how many people are in the meeting. It is okay to have your camera off in a group of 9 or less if you are in the car, boarding a flight, or you're ugly, presenting your screen. We're all gonna have to do it, especially if you are in a more administrative or junior, sort of lower position, or if you're a woman, you're gonna be asked to present your screen, even if it's not your presentation. Make sure you don't show your desktop, but you open the window that you want to show. It is anxiety inducing for people to see your desktop. They may see a lot of icons on your desktop that can be very jolting. They may see your children. That can be very jolting. Nobody wants to see that. This is a good time to start watching people's facial expressions because you're going to get bored. It's kind of interesting to see what's going on. Karen has her kids coming into the shot. She does that a lot to try to get some sympathy because she has children and it's hard. You knew this was coming. Mute. It happens on every call. Somebody doesn't come off mute, and you are required to call yourself out. You're required to say something like, you'd think I would have learned by now. It's interesting. In a different part of the series, I will go over the psychology of facial expressions on Teams. You can actually tell somebody's astrological sign, just by looking at their expressions on Teams. It looks like 2 people are having lunch, which, look, I go either way on this. I mean, I think if you know the people that you're on the call with pretty well, it's okay to have lunch. Or if you want some compliments, if you really want to be seen for your lunch choices, if you're having a salad and you want someone to comment on how healthy you are, maybe the opposite, maybe you're going through some tough times at home and you're having a milkshake on a Tuesday at 9:30 in the morning, and you really just want someone to say like, girl, you do you. Like, I wish I had a milkshake right now. Like, go for it. You just don't want to turn your camera off and on rapidly. I typically take the duration of the meeting and divide it by the number of times I've cried that week, and that typically gives you a good gauge for how many times you can turn it off and on. Oh yeah, interrupting. That's gonna happen. Usually somebody is interrupting somebody on a call. This obviously happens in real life as well, but it seems to be worse on Teams for some reason. I do it all the time. I interrupt people all the time. I need to be heard and I need to say my opinion before somebody else does. But you have to do the obligatory, oh, no, you go, and then immediately go. Don't wait for them to go, you need to go. So here is a time it is okay to go off camera because you don't want to show your facial expression. If you're annoyed that somebody interrupted you, turn the camera off, wait a few seconds, maybe 30, 45 seconds, turn it back on so that nobody saw me flip off the screen. Oh yeah, this is the part where I interrupt somebody, interrupting David. Oh, he went off camera immediately. Huh, he's probably just eating. Well, that's it. Thanks for coming to my video today. Next on my series, we will be talking about the chat feature. When do you use a heart? When do you use a thumbs up like? And how do you one up your coworkers using the chat feature? Thanks for stopping by.